What about socialization? What about extracurricular activities? Are you even qualified to teach your child at home? What about college? Don't you want them to go to college? If you're a homeschooler or considering homeschooling, I'm sure you've probably heard one or two of these as you considered and made that decision. Well, as a homeschooling mom myself of 6 children who has always homeschooled, I can tell you that these are myths. And so we're going to break down all these myths in this video, and also make sure that you stay tuned to the very end to find out how you can win your very own 3-month subscription to Mel Chemistry. Whoa! Hi everybody, this is Karen. Welcome back to our channel called Our House, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I like to do videos on homeschooling, and in this video we're going to break down 5 of what I consider the most common myths that you hear repeated when you talk about homeschooling. So let's just jump right in and talk about myth number 1. Children won't be socialized. Give this video a like if you've ever heard that as you talked about homeschooling with people. And really, nothing could be further from the truth, because when you really think about it, when in your adult life are you ever in a room with 30 people your exact same age? Even if you graduate high school and go directly into college, you're still not going to be in classrooms with people your exact same age. I present to you that homeschooling students are the most socialized students because they are constantly interacting with people of all different ages, whether it's going to the park or at a co-op, in your own home, at church, at clubs. There are so many different ways to interact with other people during the day, and in fact we have more time and more liberty to do it, and it's just much more realistic because, like I said, no other place will you go into a room with 30 people your exact same age. Number 2 is that children won't participate in extracurricular activities. And again, this is a total myth. There are so many co-ops out there on any topic: art, history, science. Our family also participates in a Keepers of the Faith club at church. 4-H, I know, is a very popular one. I've also noticed that libraries and state parks, for example, have created their own programs catering to homeschooling families. We've also participated in homeschool sports in the past too. That's always a lot of fun. So anything that you would like to get your family involved in, I'm sure it's already out there for you. And now more than ever, it's really easy to find these groups, these clubs, these co-ops, thanks to the internet and also local homeschooling organizations. And even if you find yourself in a stage of life where you can't really leave the house, maybe you're sharing one vehicle or it's very challenging because you have a newborn. I know that I've been there. Well, now we also have all these great subscription boxes that can be delivered straight to your door. For example, we are loving the Mel Chemistry sets, and make sure you stay tuned for the end of this video to find out how you can win your very own 3-month subscription. I'm sure many of you already know that we use the Robinson curriculum here at our house, which focuses on the 3 R's. And so if you're looking for a way to incorporate a little bit more science, maybe in those middle school years, and you want to be able to enjoy it with the whole family, then kits like this from Mel Chemistry are just really fantastic for that. Again, this is fun for the whole family. If you live in a state where you do have to fill in more for the science box, this is a wonderful option. Myth number 3 is that parents are not qualified enough to teach their children. But let's look at some statistics, shall we? Now, typically homeschooling students score on average 15 to 30% points higher than their public school counterparts. Homeschooling students score above average on achievement tests regardless of their parents' level of formal education or family household income. And again, that's why a program like the Robinson curriculum is so effective, because it really doesn't matter what the parent's educational background is, because the student is self-taught. Number 4 is that homeschooling students will have a tough time getting into college, when again, this is a myth. Colleges actually really encourage homeschooling students to apply. And a couple of the reasons why is because they find that homeschooling students are more self-disciplined and self-motivated, and they also have the time to develop extracurricular activities, things like we talked about earlier in this video. Number 5 is that only a small religious minority homeschool, and this is simply not the case, and it is a trend that is growing every year as more families pull their children out of these public schools for a variety of reasons. Academics is just one of them, but the largest reason is bullying and violence. Right now, the estimates that I have seen are roughly 3.3, maybe 3.5% of the student population, and that's age 5 up until 12th grade. And so there you have it, 5 myths when it comes to homeschooling. I'm sure you've heard maybe a couple of these. You've probably heard others as well, which brings us to our contest, how you can win your very own 3-month subscription to Mel Chemistry. All you have to do to be entered to win is just comment below another homeschool myth that you've heard. I'll also leave in the description below a link where you can find out more information about Mel Chemistry and how to get your first subscription at a great discounted price. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment below with another homeschool myth for your chance to win, and I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Do